Hello friends, today we would be solving a problem. It's a medium problem on leetcode called threesome. Here we would be given an integer array. We have to find the triplets whose sum is equals to 0, and we have to note that the output should not contain the duplicate triplets. So for example, if we take this array, there are two triplets for whom sum is 0, minus 1, 2, and minus 1, 0, 1. So there are multiple approaches to solve this problem. So if you go with the brute force approach, you can solve this problem using 3 loops, but the complexity would be n cube for solving using brute force. So let's try out some other approach where we could solve it in better complexity. So one of the approaches solving it based on the two pointer approach. So whenever we apply a two pointer approach, first thing comes in your mind that our array should be sorted. So we will sort our array nums. Okay, and if you remember, we would solve this problem like we solved the two sum problem, where we will take a two pointer, a high and a low, and based on that we would find the threesome. So let me give you an example. Let's say if you have this input array, a loop will start executing from the -1. So let's say we are expecting sum as 0. So let's assume that if you have already find the first element, that is -1, what you have to find in this array is 0 minus 1, that is 1. We are looking for 1 in this array. So if this array becomes sorted, then it would be easier to find it out. So when I sort this array, it will become like -4, -1, -1, then it would be 0, then 1, then 2, like this. So we'll construct the outer loop first. It will start from point I equals to 0. We'll go till nums dot length I plus plus. Okay, so what it will give me, the first element would be -4. Okay, now what I need to find out in this subarray, I need to find out the sum int temp. Sum, I'll mark it as sum to find is your 0 minus this element. Okay, let me define 0. Int 0 equals 0. It would be 0 minus nums of I. Okay, and to find out this sum, that is 0 minus 4 minus 4, that is 4 in our case. In this array, we will call one more function, that is find to sum. We'll create a method called find to sum, where we will pass our parameters. We'll pass this nums input array, and we'll pass sum to find and the index which we need. So in this case, we have to search from I plus 1. So we'll pass I plus 1, then we'll pass what is the total output. This is just to print it in the array. Now if you see, our solution set must not contain a duplicate triplet. So to avoid duplicates, we'll take a set of list of integers, and we'll say output new as set. This will only solve the problem of duplicates. Okay, we will try to find out the sum here, and when the sum we are able to find it out, we will return a new array list and we'll pass output here. That's it. So this is our base logic from where we would be calling this method for each element. So first it would be called with -4 and this array, then it would be -1 and this array, then it would be -1 and this array, like that. So let's write down the other function. So to write down this function, we have a private method void find to sum. The reason we are keeping it void is because we have already defined a global variable called output. We'll simply add here find to sum, here int nums, then we have int what is the target we are expecting, or we can say it's sum we are going to find. Okay, int start index from where we will be starting, and int total sum, we can say t sum. So here we'll take a low pointer, so we are going with 2-pointer approach here. So I hope you guys are aware about 2-pointer approach. So we'll take a low, that would be my start index, and we'll take a high, that would be my high index and -1. Okay, so if I take this example, this sub array, my low would be this and my high would be this element. Okay, so we'll loop while my low is less than high. So when I do this, I will have three things. When I am able to get the target sum, so basically target sum, if I am able to get the target sum, that is equal to sum to find. If my sum to find is equals to, I'll take a temp sum here, that would be equals to my nums of low. Basically it would be the sum of low and high. Okay, then I will check if my sum to be found is equals to temp sum. That means I have already found that element, okay, whose sum is equals to the sum I need to find. There might be one more scenario where my temp sum is greater than my target, basically sum to find. So if that is the case, so let me explain this part. When my temp sum is greater than sum to find, so temp sum would be low and high. So in this case, let's say my temp sum came as 2 minus 1 1. 1 is greater than sum to find. Okay, so here 1 is greater than 2. 1 is greater than your 4. So this is not the case. So that means I have to shift my high pointer. That means I have to do high minus minus, else I have to do low plus plus. So in this case, my temp sum is less than 4. That means I have to increase the low pointer, because as this array is already sorted, so when I go forward, I will get a bigger or equal number than this. Okay, if I have already got the required sum, it would be low plus plus and high minus minus. Next set of indexes I will do. If I have found this sum, then ideally I have found the triplet, so I will add it to the output. I'll form a list. So here this tsum would be required. So in this list we will have element nums of low nums of high, and the third element would be my t sum, that is the sum which I have passed from here, right? 0 minus nums of I, that would be t sum minus sum to find, basically this one. That's it. So I'll reiterate this logic. Basically I've taken two pointer, low and high. One would point here and here. I will compare their sum. I will see -1 or 2 does not result in temp sum, that is for first loop it would be 4, it is not equals to 4, then I will increase low plus plus pointer, that will go to -1, then I will compare -1 and 2. -1 and 2 again is 1, and again increase low plus plus, that will become 0 plus 2, it is again low, then 1 and 2, then low has exceeded high 1 less than 2, then in that case I will break out of this loop. In second scenario, I will uh, look for a number that is 1, and my array would be this. So like that I will process this. So let's try to run it. Okay, it is asking me to sign up. Okay, let me sign up. We will run this code. So it says that temp sum cannot find. It is actually not num, it is nums. So I'll correct that out. Yeah. Arrays, it should be arrays.asList. And run this code. Yeah, so my input is accepted. So if you see, these are two combinations that are giving me the right output.